Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
The Twins have played much better baseball to start this season. The solid plate production has led to 24 runs scored, which is tied for first in the American League. The Twins are leading all of baseball in combined overall ERA, 1.50 for those starters and relievers. Defensively, making the plays they should make and making some of the spectacular plays as well. We saw each outfielder make a great diving catch last night. All of that has led to the Twins' best start in 30 years. The Twins are 4-0 for the first time since 1987, which turned out to be a pretty special season. Now the Twins will try to keep it rolling, hoping to stay unbeaten in the middle game of a 3-game series in Chicago against the White Sox. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Miguel Gonzalez gets the ball for Chicago. He's a 5-year veteran who had a solid season last year. Adalberto Mejia will be making his first big league start. Mejia did have 2 1/3 innings of relief last season, and that was his only major league appearance. So today, starting for the first time in the big leagues. Good afternoon from a sunny, beautiful Chicago. I'm Marnie Gellner. Mejia will be out there with some nerves, potentially. Neil Allen said that, the pitching coach. He may need to make a couple of extra visits to the mound, more than he normally would, just to make sure this game doesn't get too fast for Mejia, because Allen said this can be a really big stage. He doesn't want it to be too big today for Mejia. Allen also gave us a scouting report and told us what we can expect to see in his first big league start.
We'll be using fastball, 2-seam and 4-seam. We'll be using curveball, we'll be using slider, and he'll be using his changeup. He has a lot of confidence in all 4 pitches, and the thing that he's capable of doing that he showed us in spring training is the fact that he'll be throwing his off-speed behind the count, which is commendable to him because a lot of young guys don't have a lot of confidence. Sometimes when they come up in big league games to throw their off-speed behind the counts, but he showed he could do that, and he continued to do that all through spring, and that was the thing that impressed us the most.
The Twins will try to help Mejia out by giving him plenty of run support, also by doing it defensively in the field. How that Twins defense has managed to stay so solid to start the season.
Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by T-Mobile. Only T-Mobile lets you stream, post, and share all things MLB. With T-Mobile One, unlimited data means unlimited baseball. By Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places. By CenturyLink. Connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. For the everyday competitor in all of us.
They are the surprise team in baseball, the only 4-0 team in the major leagues. And today the Twins will try to make it 5-0 to start the season. Dick Bramer, Burt Blyleven with you on a beautiful day for baseball here in the south side of Chicago. Quite simply put, the Twins are doing everything well. Scoring enough runs in the case last night to win a 3-1 ball game, and they're spreading the good nature or the good hitting throughout the lineup.
Yeah, 24 runs scored by the Twins in the first 4 ball games, 15 of those coming in the 7th inning. But leading up to that, we saw some big hits for the Twins, especially in that Kansas City series. Yes, they drew a lot of walks, but the big thing is that they scored a lot of runs for the pitching staff that also has been outstanding. So everybody contributing. If they're not doing it offensively, they've been doing it defensively. So everybody, the 2 catchers that they brought in, Castro and Jimenez, adding some support to that offense. And then just draw the walks, and the Twins have drawn a lot of walks, especially in that series against Kansas City, stealing some bases. Brian Dozier with 3 of the 4 the Twins have stolen so far.
At no point last year did the Twins win 5 games in a row, and they're hoping to start this fresh season in 2017 with a 5-game winning streak.
An adage historically reserved for old folks. But here, on this team, it's the youth looking up, feeling immortal, eyes wide with wonder, head full of dreams, knowing the sky's the limit.
A blast to left center. Sano crushes one. Wow. Buxton chasing it, leaping and making the catch against the center field fence. Here's a throw right on the money. He is out. Do not run on Eddie Rosario. To right center field, and Kepler has ended the game.
So much of the world belongs to the young. We chase the next and worship the latest. The Twins youth, some of the league's greatest.
3-game sweep over the Kansas City Royals. The Twins opening up their first road series last night. Twins rolling along, the only 4-0 team in the big leagues, and they're doing it with a lot of young players. Gorgeous day. It was cool and breezy last night, but this is about as good as you can expect on April 8th weather-wise in this part of the country. We're very happy that you've taken time out on your Saturday afternoon to join us for Twins baseball. And Paul Molitor can't help but like what he's seen so far from his third Minnesota Twins team. The Menards batting order: Brian Dozier leading off, Max Kepler second, Miguel Sano, Joe Mauer back in the lineup, then Polanco, Castro, and Buxton dropping down to 7th, Rosario and Escobar.
And here this afternoon, that lineup will be facing 32-year-old Miguel Gonzalez, making his first start of the year. This start for the Chicago White Sox. Last year made 23 starts, won 5 ball games, lost 8 with an ERA under 4.
Again on the first pitch. This time he hits it past Frazier into left field for a base hit. Last night Dozier hit a smash to the glove side of Frazier. Frazier cut it off and threw him out, took a hit away, and this time he went to the backhand side. Northland Ford defense for the Chicago White Sox, and they are in, well, not full rebuild mode, but they got a lot of young players themselves, including Jacob May in center field, Anderson, Saladino up the middle, veterans on the corners in the infield and the outfield, and a veteran catcher, Giovanni Soto. Here's Max Kepler with Dozier aboard. Kepler lifts it foul. Throwing out runners is not a strength for Giovanni Soto, so we'll see if Dozier takes off here.
Yeah, Dozier with 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts. Twins have 4 overall. Eddie Rosario with the other steal. Scatter report on Gonzalez: fastball, low 90s. He'll mix in a split finger slider and a slow curveball.
Twins are perfect in stolen bases, 4 steals and 4 tries. Dozier 3 for 3. Eddie Rosario has the other steal. And Kepler with an infield shift. Hopes to have a productive at bat. And he slashes it to left and goes the opposite way for a base hit. And the Twins have a couple of hits. Dozier slips as he tried to stop, and Cabrera threw behind him. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, a lot of loose dirt out there. We saw Jimenez get kind of caught up a little bit trying to go from when that ball hit back to Jones. Thought about going to third, slipped a little bit, and Brian Dozier able to crawl back to second. So good start for the Twins with a couple base hits.
Aggressively going after Gonzalez. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 2 base hits, and now Miguel Sano, today's third place hitter, with Byron Buxton being moved down to 7th. And a step off by Gonzalez. Sano with maybe the biggest hit in the ball game last night, the go-ahead double to right center field after fouling off 5 pitches. Sano finally was rewarded with an RBI. And he takes it to the knee, strike 1.
Oh, it's been nice to see Sano, other than spring training when he was trying to pull everything. Everything seems to be going up the middle and the other way. His home run he hit in Minnesota, of course, he hit a line drive home run. Got on opening day. To left field.
Long hold and time called.
Twins faced Gonzalez only 1 time last year. This is his 5th career start against the Twins. He faced him on July 30th. He pitched a good ball game, got a no decision in the Sox 6-5 win. He worked 7 innings, gave up only 2 runs, 1 of those earned.
Check to swing, and strike 2. Haven't seen Sano do much of that. That was a chronic problem for him last year.
Good slider down and away by Gonzalez, who's ahead in the count.
See what he gets and what he can do with an 0-2 pitch.
See if the Twins can get some early run support for Mejia, making his first major league start.
Popped up and back in the seats. Miguel Sano has 44 major league home runs. The last time he saw Gonzalez, he took him deep.
Yeah, that back on July 30th. Here in Chicago. It's 15.
Sano back at third base after playing last night's ball game at first base. Swung on and missed. And Sano, maybe it's not Buxton at all. Maybe it's the third spot in the batting order. A lot of strikeouts. One down, that'll bring up Mauer.
Gonzalez in his career making his 119th major league start. He's averaged about 6.4 strikeouts per 9, and that came at the right time for him with runners at first and second, nobody out.
Now Mauer back in the lineup. Mauer just 1 for 10 against Gonzalez.
Joe just 1 for 11 on the season. He has picked up an RBI. That was on the bases loaded walk.
Told me yesterday he loves hitting in this ballpark. And I would think particularly today, a pretty good breeze blowing out toward left field. Of course, that's Joe's strength, hitting the ball to the opposite field.
And the defense for the White Sox anticipating that as Cabrera's kind of hugging that line down the left field line. May shading in left center. And plenty of room down that right field line.
2-0. With Polanco on deck. Twins lineup has been productive. The Royals contributed with all the walks. Twins scored just enough to win a close ball game last night. But there's still spots in the batting order that aren't settled yet. Paul Molitor trying a bunch of different things, but when Mauer's been in the lineup, it's been as a cleanup hitter.
See if Joe takes a pitch right here, or he has the green light.
Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk will fill the bases for Jorge Polanco. Today's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. The only time the Twins started the season with a longer winning streak was in 1968 when they started the year 6-0. And within that is a little perspective, I think, for all of us. We're excited with how the team has played and starting the year with 4 wins, but that 1968 season was one of the most disappointing in Twins history. After starting 6-0, they finished below 500. Polanco hitting 5th and a chance to do some first inning damage. Low ball 1. Oh, it's beg your pardon, strike 1, says Carlos Torres.
Polanco off to a good start. 4 hits and 10 at bats. Pretty quick down that first baseline. The defense middle part of the field looking for a double play ball.
Cued off the end of the bat, and they get the force at home. Kind of a 3/4 swing by Polanco right to Frazier. Dozier forced it home. Bases loaded, now 2 down.
Yeah, no chance for a double play right there. Frazier did the right thing. He's coming in to field the ball. Just take your momentum and throw it to Soto, the catcher, who's on home plate for the force out of Dozier for the second out.
And that'll bring up Castro. 3 hits and 6 at bats, but 6 walks. An. another otherworldly on-base percentage of .750. 2-0
Soto out to talk to Gonzalez. Gonzalez put it together in the second half last year. He was released by the Orioles. They paid him a lot of money to pitch for the White Sox last year. And in the second half, he pitched to a 3.03 earned run average, trying to wriggle out of a first inning jam here in his first start this year. Blocked nicely by Soto.
Castro's faced Gonzalez 4 hits in 14 at bats, and 3 of those doubles and a home run. So all 4 hits, extra base hits. Twins could use one of those here.
Called on the outside corner. I'm not sure Castro was convinced. One and one. Abreu knocks it down, makes the play. The Twins, with a couple of singles and a walk, leave the bases full in the first. Former Cub manager, the 40th manager in the history of the Chicago White Sox. And the Menards batting order for the White Sox: Tyler Saladino leading off, then Tim Anderson, Melky Cabrera, Jose Abreu, Todd Frazier, Avisail Garcia, Giovanni Soto, Matt Davidson, and Jacob May.
And Alberto Mejia making his first major league start, his second major league appearance. The scouting report: 2-seam, 4-seam fastball between 89 and 95, hard slider and a changeup. Had an outstanding spring training. Made that 5th starter.
When spring training started, Mejia wasn't considered a likely candidate to even come north with the ball club, much less win a starter spot. But convergence of factors opened the door a crack for him, and he jumped through it. One of them, Trevor May's elbow injury. The first pitch strike. Another one, Jose Barrios' absence because of the WBC.
Mejia coming over to the Twins in the Eduardo Nunez trade back in July of last year. Made 1 appearance, and that was in Kansas City. He relieved Hector Santiago in a 10-0 loss to the Royals. Worked 2 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, a couple runs with a walk. Looking for his first major league strikeout.
Ahead of Saladino, 0-2.
And an 0-2 pitch hammered into the corner. Saladino rounds first. He's got extra bases. And he'll hold up there with a double. So Mejia got ahead of the leadoff batter, but then lost him to a double.
Yeah, the pitch looked like it ran in on him. Maybe a slider inside that Saladino opened up quickly and hit the double, his first extra base hit of the year.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. They played errorless ball so far. Beyond that, some sensational plays in the outfield. Dozier's made a couple of really nice plays. Polanco's made a couple. Sano's handled every chance he's been given. So we'll see what Mejia can do now after the leadoff double and Tim Anderson at the plate. Missing inside. Anderson, like so many young hitters, very strikeout prone, and what we saw from Mejia in spring training, the ability to get swings and misses and pick up some strikeouts. Chop to the right side. Mejia's got a hustle, and Mauer will go into a slide. Mejia might not have gotten there in time with the speedy Anderson running up the line. On the play, Saladino to third. Let's check in with Marty Gellner.
Guys, bringing you our car scoop from the clubhouse. Byron Buxton is batting 7th today for the Twins. Paul Molitor said it's just going to be 1 or 2 at-bats where Buxton feels something and it starts to click. Joe Mauer is back in the lineup at first base, and Molitor said he plans to play him a little less this season because he thinks it gives the Twins potentially more. Wants to be a little smarter earlier in the season with Mauer. And the outfield for the Twins has been playing more shallow this season because they have the athletes to do so. Purpose, of course, of taking away some hits. And Molitor said it is situational, and yes, it's early, but so far he said the guys love the challenge.
A nice inning for the White Sox fundamentally. They got the leadoff double. Anderson pushed the runner to third, and on the first pitch, Cabrera gives the White Sox the lead.
Cabrera picking up his 2nd RBI of the year. You're right. Anderson did his job, moved Saladino over to third. Cabrera jumping on that first pitch, picks up an RBI. 1-0 White Sox.
And now Jose Abreu. White Sox scored just 1 run in the ball game last night. And the Twins on the season through this opening 4-game winning streak have only allowed 6 runs. And Abreu takes strike 1. 7 pitches, 6 strikes for Mejia. One and one.
Hey, list Mejia at 6'3", about 210, just 23 years old, out of the Dominican Republic.
And down and away, 2-1.
Originally signed by the Giants back in 2011.
Now 3-1. Todd Frazier on deck.
You can only go off minor league numbers, but Mejia in the minor leagues, 566 minor league innings, averages 2.1 walks per 9 innings, and about 7.7 strikeouts.
Ground ball, backhanded nicely by Polanco, and he fires on target. Great play by Polanco in the hole. An 0-2 double. 3 ground outs later, the inning ends. Each team with a chance to score in the first. The White Sox executed and have a 1-0 lead. North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much money you can save. White Sox take the first lead, 1-0. Byron Buxton will lead off the second, off to 7th in the lineup. After the first pitch, fouls it straight back. Pitch was up, and that's been one of the problems Buxton has had, chasing pitches up out of the strike zone.
Well, what you don't want to lose is that aggressiveness. So up there swinging, even though the numbers aren't there yet, just make good contact.
Sharply hit, knocked down by Anderson. Fine play. It's the hardest ball Buxton's hit. And a tough play by Anderson and a quick recovery for the out.
And the youngster knew who was running too, so he knocked that ball down, quickly picked it up and threw a P over to first base. One thing Anderson has an outstanding throwing arm, and he needed it there.
One down quickly in the second, and now Eddie Rosario. Not so much, I don't think, of ball hit past Abreu and into the corner, and Rosario will round first, dig for second, and it is a 1-out double for Eddie Rosario. I was just going to say, it's not so much a mark against Rosario. I think it's more a comment about how highly Polanco is thought of. But here's Polanco, who's hitting a couple spots ahead of the order, higher in the order than Rosario.
Well, Rosario, you know what? He can go 0 for 8, and then all of a sudden he can get 3 or 4 hits just like that. That ball hugging the line, and with Garcia, right-handed thrower, an easy double right there for Rosario. Picks up his first extra base hit of the year.
See if Escobar can get the first Twins hit with a runner in scoring position. Right now they're 0 for 12. And again, although it's a different player, the Twins have their designated hitter hitting 9th, Robbie Grossman, a few days ago. Tying run at second, 1 down. And again, both Buxton and Rosario trying to attack Gonzalez early in the at-bat. Strike on the outside corner. He's completed 8 plate appearances and now is into the 9th. And he's only thrown 20 pitches. One strike to Escobar. Pick off at second. Go backhanded.
Yeah, the daylight play, the glove open by Anderson, the shortstop. And as a pitcher, that's where you want to throw it, about chest high. There was a mix-up yesterday's ball game when Holland spun and threw the ball into center field. Nobody was covering the bags. Again, he puts it on.
Anderson that time tried to do what somebody did to the Twins in spring training, pick off at second base and get that knee down between the runner and the bag. You call it the Bobby Grich play.
I think that was Bogarts, was it not?
With the Red Sox? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Escobar takes inside 1-1.
Yeah, Bogart's part of our WBC Dutch team from Aruba, and sad to say his grandmother just passed away the other day, so he left the team to go to the funeral.
And looked from up here like strike 2, and it looked from our center field camera like strike 2. 1-1. Goes to the right side. 2 down with Rosario at third, and that'll bring up Dozier. You can choose your games, choose your number of seats with the Flex Plan. Save money on tickets, food, beverage, and merchandise. The Flex Plan gives the flexibility to choose when you decide to go, whether it's a month before the game or just an hour before first pitch. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/flex. Dozier jumped on the first pitch and grounded it past Frazier down the left field line for an opening single. Was eventually forced out at home. Strike one to Dozier. Twins with 3 hits, first time through the order. They've also taken a walk. Need a 2-out hit here by Dozier to get the game tied. Foul back, 0-2. Rosario thought about it, but Soto was able to keep the ball near the baseline.
Yeah, good stop by Soto right there, utilizing his body, his chest protector, whatever it takes to knock that ball down. That's that split finger or breaking ball right there. Soto keeping it in front of him. Rosario has to scoot back to third.
Strikes out, and Rosario is left at third base. Last night's starting and winning pitcher for the Twins, Phil Hughes, will join us in the bottom of the second. And as they hit, starting with Todd Frazier in the second. Very happy to have Phil Hughes from the dugout with us here to talk about last night's ball game. Frazier dropping one down the right field line. A long run for Kepler, and he can't quite get there. Phil, congratulations. A long time coming for you, about 10 months where you weren't able to pitch at all. How did you feel out there on the mound?
Yeah, you know, it's good to be back out there after a long layoff, like you mentioned, and pitching the cold. It was good to get out there and get a win, and more importantly, get a win for the team.
Yeah, it seemed first inning, probably pretty nervous. I mean, like Dick said, it's been a while since you'd be out there. But boy, you got in a groove like starting the second inning.
Yeah, you know, Bert, you know more than anyone, you get in these cold weather situations, and the last thing you want to do is try and muscle up too much. And, you know, I felt like after the first, I just tried to rely on my off-speed stuff and just focus on being down in the zone and mix all my pitches in, and got in a little groove after the first there.
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit about that. That's one thing that you worked a lot on in spring training, that changeup, especially toward the end, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I didn't want to just come into this year and kind of hope that the surgery worked and just rely on everything I used to do. And I wanted to make some adjustments and be proactive. And the changeup was huge for me this spring. And I feel comfortable enough with it to throw it a bunch during the games, and I did that last night.
I thought you had an outstanding curveball too. Is that a knuckle curve that you throw?
It is, yeah. It's kind of a knuckle or spike curve, whatever you want to call it. I just dig my index finger into the seam, and just helps you get a little more leverage on it. Mike Mussina actually taught me that my first spring training, and I've kind of stuck with it ever since. And yeah, I threw some decent ones last night, especially in some big spots that I needed some outs.
Well, we're going to show the grips of your pitches, but 4-seam, 2-seam fastball. You've been blessed with excellent control, but do you feel sometimes, Phil, that the hitters feel comfortable up there?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the biggest thing is, now that I've got a little bit of a history of a guy that throws a lot of strikes, I have to, make some guys uncomfortable up there as well, because, you don't want to be a guy where hitters can just zero in on the plate and get too comfortable. So it's important to kind of change eye levels and mix it around. I know I can come back in counts if I've brushed a guy back or something like that. So it's a nice luxury to have.
With the surgery that you went through, what was the toughest thing to come back from?
The guys I talked to, they kind of went through the same procedure, and the recovery time is actually pretty quick. I was throwing like 5 weeks after surgery, and the biggest thing was just making sure that I wasn't taking it too fast, because I felt really, really good afterwards, and it was nice too because I finished my rehab before the season ended, and was able to go and have a normal off season and do everything I would normally do. And I think that really kind of helped, that I came into spring training not really on a rehab program and not being on a DL guy, and it was good for me just to come in and feel like I was on the same level as everybody else, and was able to just come right in. I think I threw the second game of spring training, so I was right there.
Hey Phil, can I ask you, someone who's never pitched at all, but when we showed the grips of your pitches, your grip on the 4-seam fastball looked an awful lot like your grip on the cutter. We're going to show the grips again. With the grip being the same, this is the upper right-hand corner, the grip on the 4-seam fastball, and then you got to look real close to see any difference on the cutter. How do you throw the ball differently to get it to cut like that?
Right. So I don't know what views you guys are looking at, but on the cutter I just kind of offset my 4-seam fastball just a hair. You probably can't see too much, and then I just slide my thumb underneath a little bit. So instead of your thumb kind of just being under your 2 fingers, it kind of is all the way down and under, and that just helps the ball kind of come off the fingers just enough to give it a little bit of cut. And then I'll put a little bit of pressure on my index finger. That kind of just helps that ride too. You don't want it to come out looking like a slider or something too drastic. It's supposed to be subtle and just come out looking like a 4-seam fastball and just cut a little bit.
Well, you talked about Mike Boddicker with that knuckle curveball, but pitching in a bullpen with Mariano Rivera too. I'm sure that you talked a lot to him about how he threw his.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. He's a freak though. Nobody could throw it like him. And it was a pretty traditional grip, and nobody to this day knows how he did it. But yeah, I was fortunate to come up in an organization where I had some good brains to pick over there.
5 2-strike fouls in this battle between Mejia and the veteran Todd Frazier.
And you got married over the winter, I understand, so congratulations to you.
I did, thank you. Yeah, she was at the game last night and very proud of me, so that was cool.
Full count to Frazier. He'll be followed by Garcia and Soto if this at-bat ever ends.
Yeah, long at-bat.
There's another foul. When you're out there filling an at-bat like this, and it's different for Mejia because he's a rookie and all that, but what goes through your mind? He's thrown just about everything up there, and Frazier's gotten a piece of everything.
Yeah, it's tough. I remember that bat. I think it was maybe 3 years ago against Sander Bogaerts, and I think it was like an 11 or 12 pitch at bat. I mean, it basically comes down to who's going to give in first, and I like that he's pounding the zone.
Yeah, this is pitch number 12 in this at bat.
6 straight fouls, 8 in this at bat, and another one. What might have been ball 4. I suppose the hitter's up there with the same frame of mind. We're going to keep battling here, and
sure.
We're not going to give in.
Yeah, and the tough thing too is this time of year, first time through the rotation, guys aren't up to their full pitch count. This can really kind of hurt you in your later innings if you're not too careful.
You remember how Bogaerts did against you on that final pitch?
I eventually got him to fly out. I was pretty happy about that, but it was like the 7th inning, so I had nothing to lose really. I was at the end of my line.
Another foul. He's thrown more pitches to Frazier than he did in the whole first inning.
I had an at-bat like this with Cliff Johnson when he was with Seattle, and about the 15th pitch in, I looked into our dugout. And Don McMahon was my pitching coach, and we were working on a slider between starts just to work on a little cutter, kind of like what you're talking about, Phil. And I called Chris Bando out and said, we're going to throw a slider. He says, you don't have a slider. I said, we're going to throw it this time.
Right.
Guy threw it. He hit it about 400 feet.
Yeah, this is the time in one of these at-bats that you start making stuff up. So let's see what he does
It's the last time I threw a slider to a right-hander, too.
Finally a walk. Heck of a walk by Frazier, who still doesn't have his first hit of the year. 14 pitches in the plate appearance, and Frazier ends up at first base.
This is where a first pitch double play ball would really help you out.
Well, we're going to show you a bunch of pitches, all 14 of them, the location of where they all were. And again, a nice at-bat by Frazier, and hopefully one pitch Mejia can get a ground ball and turn a double play.
Garcia, the batter.
Hey, we all need defense if you're out on that mound, Phil. And last night in that first inning, how about the plays that Buxton made?
Yeah, that was incredible. I really think that was kind of the game changer right there, and you don't know that in the first inning, obviously, but looking back on how that game went, could have been a different story there in the first, and he made a couple incredible plays to keep it at 1 run.
Well, and Kepler down the right field line made a nice diving play. I don't believe Rosario had a ball.
Yeah, he caught one up against the fence.
Yeah, he jumped from the middle of the warning tracks.
But nice to have those speedster-type guys out there.
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground. I didn't think Kevin was going to be able to get to that ball. He was tailing away from him quite a bit. Made an incredible play there.
Swing and a miss by Garcia. Hey, Phil, how much have you, if at all, had to kind of reinvent yourself using more off-speed pitches and kind of changing your arsenal out there, or your approach?
Yeah, you know, I don't like the word reinvent because it sounds like you don't trust how you were before, and I definitely didn't want to do that. But at the same time, I think some subtle adjustments here and there can really help you out. And I tried to do that as best I could. And talking with Neil, who's kind of a change-up expert, and that was really our focus in spring training. And I don't want to lose my identity, but at the same time, I think guys that really stick around in this league have to make adjustments. And,
but I think, Phil, I don't mean to interrupt you right there, but your key is your fastball, and maybe the velocity isn't there yet, because I know I went through shoulder surgery, and you're saying that you rebounded quicker than I know I did with my shoulder, but it takes a while to get that fastball back to where you want it.
It can, yeah, and that's the thing is
Frazier with a delayed steal, and Castro, in trying to hurry his throw, lost the grip.
That'll be a stolen base for Frazier. The ball kind of popped out of the glove of Castro in the exchange. That allowed Frazier to slide in safely.
Took a walking lead and then accelerated. Same situation Mejia had in the first inning with a runner at second and nobody out. 3-1 to Garcia.
But your arm feels strong and everything, so the velocity of that fastball is, I think, only going to improve.
Yeah, I trust it'll come back, and like I alluded to earlier, the last thing you want to do is if it's not there, don't try and stick with it too long, because then it's a crooked number up there. And last night I felt like I didn't abandon my fastball, but just really relied on my other stuff to kind of get me going.
You've been with the Yankees. You've been with a lot of great pitchers around you. Good starting pitching is contagious, is it not? One guy pitched good. Santana started game one, and then followed off by the next three guys.
Absolutely, yeah. You kind of just want to be the next guy up and carry that momentum. And I remember, a lot of the good teams I was on, it seemed like we kind of got in stretches in the middle of the year, or early in the year, late in the year, whatever it was, and you get in stretches where your starters are just kind of feeding off each other. And really going out there, and it was almost like, all right, I'm going to go at least 7 tonight, probably 1 run or less, and that was the mentality. And I think that when you get in grooves like that, it makes it a lot of fun.
Deep to right center field, chased by Kepler and Buxton. Buxton can't make the play and crashes into the wall. To third, Frazier being waved around. He'll score on a triple by Garcia. Buxton being helped up by Kepler. He appears to be okay. If Buxton can't catch it, it's a ball that can't be caught, but it looked like it ticked off the end of his glove.
I think we talked about Garcia a little bit last night about the White Sox. Detroit was waiting for this young man to show some power. Yeah, but here, the ball away, he just took it the other way, right in that gap, and Buxton off comes up a little short. Kepler right there has to get the ball back in just off the tip of the glove. And Frazier kind of had to hold up at second. He ended up scoring the second run as Garcia gets his first extra base hit. It's a triple and driving in his second run.
And a trip to the mound by Neil Allen. Phil, what will your routine be now between starts? Any different post-surgery than it was before you had the rib taken out? Do you have to proceed cautiously or not?
No, not really. We were actually just talking because after the first one, and I think we have an off day on Monday, so Neil and I were talking about when I was going to throw my pen, and I might just take an extra day or something like that. But nothing really changes, and I felt like, especially in spring training, I bounced back pretty well, and after starts and stuff like that, didn't have any unusual soreness or anything like that. So I feel like I can just kind of get back to my normal routine.
Let's have the infield in here for Soto with a runner at third, nobody out. Side ball one.
Yeah, usually guys that come on with us, it's a 1-2-3 inning, Phil.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to have to hop off here pretty soon.
We're going to get rid of you real quick.
Hey, one quick question. I don't know, maybe fans don't care. Some might want to know what happens when you have a rib taken out. Does it end up like in a toxic waste dump, or what happens to it?
Well, yeah, I found a way.
Squeeze play, and they got him hung up between third and home. And Sano throws it too late, and the run scores. Sano ran him back to within 10 feet of home plate and then flipped it to Castro, and the run scored.
Looked like Sano was going to be able to beat him to home plate, but at the last second he did flip the ball about 3 feet away from Castro, and Castro had no chance. Watch Sano right there getting the throw. Now it's a foot race, but I think he would have beat him there.
Twins are contemplating a challenge of some sort, but now Paul Molitor comes back, steps back into the dugout. So a misplay by the third baseman, and it's a 3-0 White Sox lead. 2-0. Soto the batter with the bases empty. And Mejia's had a long inning. Still nobody out.
He only needed 11 pitches to retire get 3 outs in the first.
A pop-up Dozier into the outfield grass. And the wind playing tricks with it. He stays with it 1 down. So what happens to a rib when they take it out, Phil?
Oh, yeah, back to that. Yeah, so I was able to keep it. I was kind of talking to the surgeon beforehand, and he was like, oh, yeah, we'll see what we can do. And when I came out of surgery, my wife had it in a little cup, so I've got it sitting around. It's pretty gross.
Now you took it out of the cup, didn't you? Would you put a little jar?
No, it's still in there. It's in like some solution, so it doesn't get any funkier than it already is.
All right. Hey, Phil,
I hope
thanks.
that's on your mantle.
It is, yeah. Hey, it's mine, right? I'm not giving it up.
No, sure.
Thanks for the time. Congratulations on a nice ball game last night.
I appreciate it, guys.
Right.
Hopefully we can get a couple outs here.
All right.
Thanks.
Matt Davidson, the batter. He's the designated hitter for the White Sox. Well, a misplay, the highlight of this inning, I guess, if you can somehow ignore Frazier's long plate appearance against Mejia. It may have taken something out of the left-hander. And he had a 3-2 pitch to Garcia. He cracked a triple just out of Buxton's reach. And now it's 2-1.
Well, one thing as a starter, like Phil talked about, you want to stay away from innings like this. 11 pitches in the first. Now he has a total of 38.
And missing now 3-1. Strike percentage is now kind of, well, it's not as good as it used to be. This will be his 40th pitch. He's thrown 23 strikes. For most of the outing, he's had twice as many strikes as balls, but now all the 3-ball counts are taking a toll. If you're scoring at home, yeah, I know, it's a caught stealing and an error charge to Castro. Now that's got to be changed. Castro didn't even have a chance to make a play on that, did he?
No. But again, that'll change here in a couple minutes.
Now we have a different scorer here tonight.
Well, look at Castro right now. I mean, he's hoping that the throw gets to him quickly, but the ball actually hit the shoulder of Garcia, and that deflected away.
Fisher score's name is Don Frisky. And I guess if Castro had held on to the ball, if it did hit his glove, up behind first, Mauer tracking it. A long run and a fine play by Joe Mauer down the right field line. Out number 2.
Nice catch with that wind kind of pushing it back toward right field and the fair territory. Joe kind of stayed with it and made a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Joe go back. Now he's going back toward the field.
A bit of a juggle, but he held on. 2 down, and now Jacob May. Yeah, when we saw the replay there, it looked as if Castro had the ball at least hit the middle of his glove. Whether he ever grabbed the ball, I don't know. And then the collision may have shook it loose.
Well, it looked to me like his glove and the shoulder made contact almost the same time, and never really got solidly in the glove.
But now Sano has got to get rid of that ball quicker, right?
Right, or he's got to continue and almost dive at him to tag him out.
Take another look at the play.
Watch right there to flip, and you can see hit off the shoulder first.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't think it ever did touch Castro's glove, so that error should be changed, I would think. Now 3-0, another 3-ball count to Jacob May. And of course, the frustrating thing is that White Sox put a squeeze play on, and the Twins had a sure out, or at least we thought so. And it resulted in an extra run being scored, and Mejia having to pitch to another batter here in the second inning. And May, the number 9 batter, has walked in 4 pitches. Saladino will hit.
That's a long at bat that Frazier had. 14 pitches and drew a walk to lead off the inning. Second walk of the inning for Mejia.
Polanco comes in from short to encourage Mejia. Whoever gets the error, and right now it's hung on Castro. It's the first Twins error of the season. And because of that, the first unearned run. Runs on just 2 hits for the White Sox. One of them, Saladino's leadoff double.
Yeah, that was on an 0-2 pitch. So a little mistake by Mejia allowed Saladino to score the first run eventually.
Saladino, a utility player in his career. Takes a strike, 1-1. You know, what we saw in spring training from Mejia was encouraging. Justin Haley warming up in the bullpen. What was encouraging is Mejia was very much a swing and miss pitcher. And he couldn't get Frazier to swing and miss to save his life. A lot of foul balls, both in his at bat and in Garcia's. "49 pitches for Mejia, 38 of them in this inning. Side 1-2. Mejia got 3 ground ball outs after Saladino's double in the first, but of course the second ground ball out scored a run. used a trip to the mound, and we might see the second trip to the mound and the exit from Mejia here. Molitor has his foot out of the dugout. Tim Anderson, the batter.
The slider right there just ran in and clipped the arm of Saladino.
Now Mauer will go to the mound. He's trying to buy a little time here. They may make the move. Neil Allen went out there a few batters ago, and now Paul Molitor turns his back to the field and walks up the dugout. So they're going to let it ride with Mejia.
I was going to say, you know what? I mean, here, you know, he's got what, 51 pitches right now. Hopefully get maybe a couple more, but I guess not.
Mejia's first major league start, a disappointment. With Molitor coming out trying to keep this game within reach. 3 runs on the board. It's early, but Mejia wilting perhaps a little bit after that marathon plate appearance with Todd Frazier. And Haley will pitch next for the Twins.
Honestly, I've started, I've relieved, I've done just about everything. So, you know, whatever gets me on the mound, whatever you know, puts me in the best position to help the team win, that's what I want to do.
Well, Haley, who made his major league debut the other day against the Kansas City Royals, a shutout inning, has an opportunity here to kind of be a starter, get some extra work in here. 106 minor league starts in 118 ball games, all in the Boston Red Sox minor league system.
Tim Anderson, the batter. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Slow breaking ball, and that takes care of that. Not hit particularly hard, but Haley takes care of matters himself. The White Sox get 2 and leave 2.
Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Twins out hitting the White Sox, but they trail on the scoreboard 3-0. Max Kepler will lead things off in the third against Miguel Gonzalez.
I saw Neil Allen talking to Mejia about his outing, and that play is made by Sano. They ended up giving Sano an error, by the way, rather than Castro. Big slow curveball missing there by Gonzalez. Stake to a 3-0 lead. See if the Twins can fight back here.
And answer something they did very well in the Kansas City series. The few times the Royals did score, the Twins almost immediately scored back. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Coming into the game, the Twins leading Major League Baseball with a run differential of +18, thanks largely to the 7th inning success they've had. And we're nowhere close to the 7th inning yet. Twins have the White Sox right where they want them.
Gonzalez showing a fastball, but a lot of off-speed pitching, a lot of change-ups, and a little splitter. So far, keeping most of the hitters off balance. He has given up 3 hits. Kepler a base hit in his first at-bat.
Came inside and got strike 3.
Strikeout number 3 for Gonzalez.
Bring up Sano, despite his first inning strikeout, has been swinging it really well.
Well, of course, the home run he hit on opening day, but all in all, Sano really utilizing the whole field. And that's good to see by the big man. So strong. Up the middle, the other way. A big 3-run triple he hit with bases loaded.
Struck out with runners at first and second. Nobody out in the first inning. The Twins didn't score. Way out in front of an off-speed pitch, strike 1. And coming out of spring training, most people were more optimistic that Byron Buxton would be productive right out of the chute than Sano. Sano didn't have a good spring training, although he picked it up in the last week or so. But you really can't, and we've said that a lot last year too, you can't go by the numbers a team or a player puts up in March.
No, those stats never show up on the back of your bubblegum card. I guess that's the old-time saying.
Sano in another 0-2 hole. He struck out on 3 pitches in the first. And he goes down again on 3 in the third.
A nasty slider right there. So 3 straight strikeouts for Gonzalez. 4 in the ball game. Good hard breaking ball. See the movement. Sano missed that by a foot.
Mentioned that Gonzalez last year was released early in the season by the Orioles because he had a drop in velocity. The Orioles were into him for a lot of money, but they cut him free, and the White Sox picked him up, utilized him. He had a good second half, as we said. And the White Sox are hoping for the same results from Mike Pelfrey, who was released a few days ago by the Tigers and signed by the White Sox to a minor league deal.
The White Sox still making some moves too. Ryan Rayburn signing a minor league contract. Go to AAA.
Chopper towards second. Saladino to first. And 1-2-3 third inning for Miguel Gonzalez.
bottom of the 3rd inning in Chicago. Here is our big story, and it is the Twins' overall team defense. Last night we saw each outfielder make an outstanding catch. Byron Buxton made 2 of them. The infield has been very solid. Even today, Jorge Polanco made a fantastic play in the 1st inning. The Sano error that came today in that rundown between 3rd and home is the first error that we have seen from the Twins this season. And Paul Molitor said that D has been not only solid, it's been really important in these games, and he called it a good trend so far through the first 4. Dickenberg.
Yeah, thank you, Marty. Yeah, guys picking up each other.
And a strike 1-1. So Haley will get a chance here to pitch some innings, one would think, after throwing just 1 pitch to get the Twins off the field in the 2nd. Grounded to short. Polanco has it. And on to 1st. Now, you talk about pitchers who sometimes step across their body. This guy does it to an extreme. And from where he pushes off on the rubber, he steps toward the Chicago on-deck circle.
Yeah, I talked to him in spring training about that, and he's always done that. He's still able to bend his back and get over that leg that, you know, throws across his body. You see, when I came up at 19, I did the same thing. I recoiled, though, where Haley at least gets his arm out front. You can see the bending of the back, and then he stands up. He doesn't recoil. Remember, Eric Milton used to recoil, and that puts a lot of extra pressure on that shoulder.
Strike 1 to Abreu.
Marv Grissom changed me around because he put a folding chair where, say, Haley's left foot is landing. He put it down there and he said, I want you to open up and utilize the lower part of your body a little bit more. You're going to hurt your arm. I said, what if I land on that chair? He said, well, then you'll break your neck, won't you? So I learned quickly.
Now, you've told that story before. Was the folding chair folded or unfolded?
It was unfolded. It was
okay. Lying flat on the ground.
It was flat on the ground.
Okay, all right. 1-2 to Abreu. Went toward the hole. Polanco made a fine play in the hole to throw him out and wrap up the 1st inning.
Well, just sitting right there, I would have thrown a pitch and then sat down.
Pitch is up. There isn't anything overwhelming about Haley. He doesn't have overpowering stuff, but through his 5-year professional career, he's always had good numbers. Paul Molitor talking about Haley says that there is something about his delivery. Polanco in the hole, picks off the line drive. And Polanco on a ground ball, now on a line drive, has taken 2 hits away from Abreu.
I was going to say, he made a great play off the bat of Abreu in the 1st inning, and right here, not hit very sharply, but enough to where Polanco, diving for it, makes a nice play.
Two down here in the 3rd, 3 up, 3 down for Haley. And now Todd Frazier. Swing and a miss. Something Mejia could not get Frazier to do in his leadoff appearance in the 2nd inning.
Well, I think what makes Haley tough is because of where he lands, he really throws across his body, but the angle that he throws, especially if it's right there, down and away, I mean, it's coming at a pretty good angle. You know, we're going to talk geometry, planes and angles.
First Jeff, then Jared Weaver. The Weaver boys both did that, and both had very good careers. Jared's a little bit longer than Jeff's. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Good breaking ball right there.
So yeah, you look at the numbers, and you know, substantially fewer hits than innings pitched. Walks, okay.
Opposing batting average only 238 in his minor league career.
So there's a reason the Twins picked him up in the Rule 5 draft via the Padres and Angels.
Yeah, I mentioned it when he made his major league debut. Within, what, 48 hours, he was with 4 different organizations. Boston, Angels, Padres, and then the Twins.
And I asked him yesterday, I said, so you never had to fill out any paperwork? He says, no, there wasn't enough time. And he says the main thing is he didn't sign any leases for apartments anywhere. And so it was just, you know, and nowadays, of course, you find out these things with your phone via texting or whatever. And I think there was an update every few minutes as to which team
Where am I going?
He was with, yeah. 2-2. And a liner to center. Buxton makes the catch. And Haley has retired all 4 batters.
Frazier can't buy a hit.
You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Nothing. Friday, April 15th, the Twins take on the Chicago White Sox, and the first 10,000 fans receive a Twins fur trapper hat presented by Pepsi. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets or the ballpark app on your mobile device to get tickets and your Twins fur trapper hat. I think the Twins were the first team to have that promotion, and they have it today here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Could have used those hats last night. Today it's very pleasant. Here's Polanco leading off the Twins fourth, and there's strike one.
I don't think it's a promotion that, say, the LA Dodgers would have, or the Angels.
No.
Or the Padres. Or the Rays, or the Marlins.
Polanco shows bunt and takes the ball 1-1. Polanco, Castro, and Buxton facing Gonzalez. Plenty of time for the Twins to make up, but the roughest start they have had, by far the shortest start they've had from a starting pitcher. Mejia couldn't get out of the second inning. Grounded foul behind Jeff Smith.
Well, one thing Gonzalez has done so far, he worked out of the first inning where he gave up the first 2 hits to Dozier, and Kepler worked out of that, but has settled down nicely. This will be pitch number 40. Somebody pitches Mejia through in the second inning.
One and two to the Twins shortstop. He's had a good game in the field here today. Started out the year 4 for 6, hitless last night, and 0 for 1 so far today. Knocked down, glove by Saladino, throws him out. Good play by the White Sox second baseman. Polanco's taken some hits away, and now he has one taken away, 1 down. Time now for our State Farm combination and the catching duo. Jason Castro, Chris Jimenez, as advertised, good behind the plate, but not very strong offensively. 5 for 11, 6 walks, 4 runs batted in, 4 runs scored.
And a big part of the Twins going 4-0.
Down low to Castro. Mentioned the Twins last year didn't win 5 in a row at all during the year. They had 2 4-game winning streaks, and one of them came right after the season opening 9-game losing streak. And again, never had a 5-game winning streak. They're hoping to win here today to start the season 5-0. They're the only 4-0 team in the major leagues. 1-1 to Castro. And we've seen the new third place hitter Miguel Sano strike out twice. Byron Buxton struck out an awful lot hitting third. So they've done this. They've gone 4-0. And the spot in the batting order usually reserved for your most productive hitter. The Twins haven't gotten any production at all from their third place hitters. Castro takes up, and it's 2-2. Buxton on deck. He'll hit after Castro. Close pitch. And Castro, who's shown the ability to take walks, took a very close pitch there to fill the count.
See the Fox track. Thank you very much.
And Cooper like that call. Castro with 6 walks on the season. Chopped to Abreu. He's got an easy play. 2 down. Bring up Buxton. Buxton made the most solid contact he has this year. Hit a one-hop smash to the glove side of Anderson. Made a nice play to throw him out. Anderson knocked the ball down, recovered, and threw out the speedy Buxton. Buxton had a meeting with his manager this morning, and the manager said that Buxton's still supremely confident. He's not down. He understands he's not swinging it real well right now, but he's still, you use the word aggressiveness. You don't want to lose that. Takes a strike over the inside corner. And it helps certainly that Buxton's been instrumental in 2 of the Twins' wins, having not done anything at the plate because of his fielding prowess. And now 0-2.
Well, continues to swing the bat. Hopefully good things will happen.
Third game against the Royals in his final plate appearance. He took 6 pitches and ended up drawing a walk and then struck out all 4 times last night.
Soto sitting up and away.
Twice last night I think Buxton chased a pitch up and struck out. Took that one.
Gonzalez doing a good job of changing speeds here this afternoon.
Foul at the plate.
He's retired 7 straight Twin batters.
4 strikeouts, 7 ground ball outs. Twins haven't made an out in the air yet. Left center field.
Get down.
And down for a hit. Buxton has his first hit, and it's an automatic double. So good contact twice for Buxton on a day when I think the Twins were just looking for contact, and he had a hit taken away his first time up and dropped a double.
Looked like a breaking ball. He had a little slider right there. He reached out right there, and of course we've seen Byron. He knows once that ball hits the ground, he's not going to stop, especially with 2 outs once you get in a scoring position.
So now
second hit of the season, and it's his first double.
2 for 20 on the year for Buxton. Here's Rosario. He doubled his first time up. Runs out hitting the White Sox 4-2. In the 4-0 start, you can't really make the case that the Twins did a lot of really good 2-out hitting to score runs. They did more 2-out walking in the Kansas City series than hitting. Maybe Rosario can pick up a 2-out hit here. The Twins still looking for their first hit in this series with a man in scoring position.
1-1.
Rosario, left-handed hitter, he gets right on top of home plate. His bat is almost in the strike zone. It's about as close as you can get.
Up the line, foul. 1-2 to Rosario. Ball in the other. One and two to Rosario. Hit to the outfield will score Buxton. Soto smothers it. 2-2. It'll be interesting if the Twins can get a run or two here. And Haley's come in and done a superb job of stabilizing things after Mejia was a bit erratic. Two and 2 to the Twins left fielder. And another ball beaten on the ground. Buxton's double. Fly ball double. It's the only ball that's really been hit in the air. Rosario's double down the right field line was a ground ball. Now Rosario trying to put together a Todd Frazier type of at bat. 21 pitches for Gonzalez in this fourth inning.
He had some quick innings. First three, 16, 10, 10, and here in the fourth.
Got him. Pitch down and away, and Rosario strikes out. And the Twins continue to struggle with men in scoring position. Gets us caught up. So far, it's all White Sox.
Yeah, one run in the first, a ground ball perfectly executed after a double. Anderson moved him over. Cabrera picked him up, and then in the second inning, Mejia had some trouble Little miscue right here by Sano, allowing the third run to score. Miguel Gonzalez, 4 very good innings, 5 strikeouts. And 1 walk. Twins have 4 hits. Flip trail, 3-0.
He's come in and done a really good job. 4 up, 4 down after his 3 up, 3 down 9th inning. And now, having said that, there's a base hit by Avisaíl Garcia leading off the 4th.
Garcia picking up his second hit. He got the big RBI triple that scored Frazier in that second inning.
And that'll bring up Giovanni Soto, popped up to Dozier for the first out of the second inning. Ball and strike. When the White Sox traded Chris Sale and Adam Eaton, they gave off the impression that they were in full rebuild mode. But you look at their roster now and you see Soto back with them. Cabrera, Avisaíl Garcia, Todd Frazier.
Abreu.
Yeah, there's a lot of veterans on this rebuilding team, if that isn't a contradiction in terms. Gonzalez pitching for them now. Maybe Pelfrey will be pitching for them down the road. Of course, all the rumors surrounding this roster are around Jose Quintana, who will pitch for the White Sox tomorrow. And whether he will stay here or be dealt.
Well, one thing they've improved, and I think you know that every club tries to do, improve their bullpen. Yeah, the Twins have what, 13 innings of shutout baseball out of their bullpen.
Yeah.
Well, the White Sox have 10 1/3 shutout innings out of their bullpen.
2-1. Fouled away, and it will reach the seats. Heard so much about the Twins' poor start last year and a much better start this year. The White Sox went just the opposite direction. They started out 16-6 last year and had the components we spoke of last night. Chris Sale, Quintana, a good lineup and a good bullpen, and then it all went up in flames. And Robin Ventura was dismissed. Rick Renteria, who was a coach on the staff last year, got the job. He's the 40th White Sox manager. 2-2 to Soto. High out stop by Dozier. 4-6-3.
Wow.
That ball drilled into the mound and it almost skipped into center field, but Dozier picked it off.
What a great play by Brian Dozier. Great reaction, and then utilizing his glove, he just flips it to Polanco, and you know, Polanco knew who was running. Soto, not the quickest of foot, but Polanco making sure he gets a good throw over to Mauer to complete the double play. Great defensive play by Brian Dozier.
And other than the misplay on the missed squeeze play earlier in this ball game, the Twins' defense has been fun to watch. Pitch is up, ball 1. Haley made his major league debut Wednesday at Target Field. And his dad was en route to Minneapolis, was on a plane, didn't get a chance to see him pitch. But his dad is here in Chicago. And right now, beaming with pride. Haley's done a really good job. 1-1. Swinging a foul.
I talked about Phil Hughes getting married over the winter. Haley getting married to Casey over the winter. And she is here with the family. About 2 months ago.
1-2 to Davidson. Just off the outside corner, 2-2. When players are the subject of trade rumors, as Quintana is now here in Chicago, they say, well, it's nice to know that you're always wanted. So imagine how excited Haley was when he was a part of 4 organizations in about an hour and a half. That's really being wanted. Fouled off the screen in front of the Twins dugout. Rule 5 pickup, he knows that all the turmoil in the offseason is what has gotten him to the big leagues.
Yeah, Haley, 25 years old, signed by Boston out of Fresno State. Good college career there.
Last year started the year with Boston's Double-A team, Portland. His third season where he spent at least part of that season in Double-A, promoted to Triple-A, and he wasn't overmatched. Which caught the eye of a lot of scouts. And a called third strike. He's faced 7 batters. He's gotten 7 outs. We'll see if the Twins can reward him with some run support here, down 3-0. Fans of the game enjoying the sunshine here in Chicago.
Good to see some Twin fans here.
A lot of Duluth Bulldog fans in town too. The Bulldogs playing for the NCAA Hockey Championship tonight against Denver at the United Center. 1-0 to Eduardo Escobar. And Dozier and Kepler as the Twins try to break through against Miguel Gonzalez. Had a couple of doubles. They've gotten some runners to second base, 1 runner to third. Swing and a foul. 1-1. Escobar bounced to second his first time up. Twins with just 2 home runs on the year. One of them by Escobar as a right-handed batter at Target Field. Sano with the other one.
1-2.
That piece of the foot of Escobar. Gonzalez has 44 major league wins. 39 of those in a Baltimore Oriole uniform.
Lifted in foul ground, and Frazier has room, it appears. One down. And we'll start the third time through the batting order with Dozier's at bat. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Marty Gellner, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer here. It'll take me 5 years, I promise you, before I will feel before that will roll off my tongue.
And that'll change by then.
Here's Dozier. Ball one. Guaranteed rate field. Guaranteed rate field. Guaranteed rate field. The mortgage company, I gather. Swinging a foul, 1-1. Dozier with a single, got as far as third base, was forced out at home plate in the first inning, then struck out in the second. A drive to left center field, tagged pretty well to the gap, and into the seats for a ground rule double. Dozier at second with one down. The Twins' third double of the ball game.
Yeah, Gonzalez hasn't made too many mistakes, but that was a hanger right there, and Brian Dozier took advantage of it. The high curveball. Good swing by Dozier. Weighted back nicely. Found that gap out in left center. Hit the warning track. Bounced over the fence for a ground rule double. For Brian, his first extra base hit of the year. His second hit of the game.
Kepler at the plate. He, like Dozier, a single in the first inning and a strikeout in his second at bat. Twins hit over 300 with runners in scoring position in the Kansas City series. They're 0 for 15 in this series. Chopper headed towards second, backhanded, and a nice play made by Saladino. Looked like he double clutched the throw a little bit. Dozier to third, but now there are two down.
Yeah, Saladino's made a couple nice plays. Had to get it on that little short hop and had a little trouble getting that right grip on the baseball, but ended up getting over to Abreu before Kepler could get there, and Dozier scoots over to third.
Sano at the plate. He has struck out twice. So far, the third place hitters for the Twins this year have had 20 at bats, and they've struck out 13 times. Buxton moved out of there for Sano, and now Sano has struck out twice today. Strike one. And the two strikeouts today have all come on 3 pitches.
All it takes is one. Good solid contact. Very breezy down on that field.
One strike. And the ball, 1-1.
Yeah, we talked at target field how the wind can come in from right field and it'll swirl around, and the debris down in left field. Now a little debris going into center field, so it's coming in from right, but it's circling, working its way around. So we'll see if they have a little channel here somewhere.
Inside 2-1. Yeah, you're right. The wind is blowing in hard from the right field foul pole, and the debris is blowing out towards right field. 2-1 to Sano. 2.
Tell you what, he's thrown Sano some nasty sliders away. Gonzalez has. See if Soto calls it again. Why wouldn't you as Soto sits away? He laid off of that one, just missed.
Not by much. Wow. Just missing the corner. And Soto will go to the mound to talk to Gonzalez.
Maybe a little low. Not by much.
Soto's got to, I guess he's out there to try to calm down Gonzalez. Didn't see him gesture like he thought he had gotten strike 3. The guy's just sailing along, and suddenly the veteran needs a visit from the catcher. Full count with Mauer on deck. Down the line, foul by about 1.5 feet.
He left that one up, and Sano put good wood on it, but just went foul. Like to Brian Dozier. Ball right over the plate. Just hooking foul.
Sano takes a walk, and that will get Mauer to the plate as the tying run.
First walk for Gonzalez since the first inning. Do a little pitch by pitch from Gonzalez to Sano in this at bat. There's that little slider down and away, just basically staying away. Tried to come in, missed inside. That good slider again. Now he hangs a slider right here that Sano just looked foul and then missed down and away.
Now everybody's coming to the mound to talk to Gonzalez. Cooper, the former Twins pitcher, longtime White Sox pitching coach.
Strike to ball ratio very good for Gonzalez. 73 pitches, 50 have been strikes. Couple walks, 5 strikeouts. Has given up 5 hits, 2 singles and 3 doubles. Twins need a big hit right here, a big 2-out hit.
Cooper said his piece back in the White Sox dugout. Cooper, part of the Twins team that transitioned from Metropolitan Stadium to the Metrodome. Now Mauer, a walk and a ground ball to second.
So that was what, 1982?
Yeah, 81 to 82. To left center field. And caught by Jacob May. The Twins with another threat, leaving another runner in scoring position. They trailed 3-0.
Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. You might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery's winner circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Twins hoping to go 5-0, then they can come back to do it. Then they hope to go, of course, 6-0. Only Twins team to do that, the 1968 club. 68 club, one of the more curious ones, and really the whole year in baseball that year was weird. So much of a pitching-oriented year. It was the year Don Drysdale had the long shutout string going.
McLean 131, Gibson's year.
1.12 ERA. Carl Yastrzemski won the American League batting title. He was the only batter to hit 300, 301. Tony Oliva finished second at 289 that year.
So what did they do? They lowered the mound.
Everything for the hitters.
Everything for the hitters.
And expanded. That was a big part of it, too.
What was that Gibson? 1.12 earned run average?
Yep.
12 shutouts.
The year Denny McLean won 31 ball games. The Twins as a team that year, and remembering there were 2 Hall of Famers on that team, Carew and Killebrew, hit .237. They had a losing record with a team ERA of 2.89. 2.89 for the team ERA, and they had a losing record.
Where's the offense?
Harmon was hurt and had his worst year in the big leagues. Just .210 that year.
Well, Justin Haley's done a good job since relieving Mejia, in the second inning.
2-2 to Jacob May. Rolled to Dozier. 1 down. He's been impressive. There's been some solid contact in his outing, but 8 up, 8 down. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout, other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Tyler Saladino with a double, a run scored, and he was hit by a pitch. He was the last man that Mejia faced. Now to Hopper to Sano, who kicks it. So Sano will be charged with his second error of the ballgame.
He tried to field that awkwardly, I guess you would say that would be the right word. He seemed to get the good hop about chest high. Take a look right here. A little hop right there. Which way he turns his glove? I think he closed his glove. It looked like he hit the back of his glove.
Routine of play as you're going to have, but it's not made. Tim Anderson will hit next with a man aboard. Anderson lined the first pitch he saw from Haley back to Haley, and that ended the second inning. Strike 1.
Good breaking ball there by Haley.
Twins surprised a lot of people by starting the year with 13 pitchers, and one of the concerns coming out of spring training was Mejia, who eventually would make his first major league start. And that came today, and this is why the Twins decided to go with 13 pitchers, but he only gave him an inning and 2/3.
Well, also Phil Hughes. They were just unsure about Phil, and Phil pitched 6 very good innings last night.
Still have not seen Michael Tonkin in a ball game. 1-1. Anderson 0 for 2 today. Last year and into last night, through last night, Twins have had a tough time getting him out. He's hitting nearly 400 against the Twins.
Well, he's a young man that likes to swing the bat. In his rookie season last year, he hit .283. Very impressive numbers. A lot of energy out of this young man. feel he is the shortstop of their future.
Runner goes, and again the ball juggled by Castro. Saladino stealing second base. Frazier took off in the second inning, and pretty much the same thing happened.
Well, I got a pretty good jump right here. It's a slow breaking ball. You're right, that ball in and out of the glove in the exchange. As you can see, Saladino had a great jump. He steals his first base of the year in 2 attempts. Second stolen base of the ball game.
1-2 to Anderson. Chopped off the plate. Cabrera bounced out twice. Will hit next.
Anderson just 23 years old. First round pick by the White Sox in 2013.
Has another chance. And he needed to goose that ball across the infield because Anderson runs well. And Sano makes the play 2 down. Now 16 innings of relief work for the Twins without a run allowed, and if any runs score in this inning, they'll be unearned runs. Cabrera, the batter. Two ground ball outs, one of them driving in a run in the first inning. Cabrera looked like he wrenched his back swinging at that pitch.
Good changeup right there by Haley. Cabrera, you talked about Anderson's success against the Twins last year. Over the last 18 ball games, going back to last year coming into this game, Cabrera, a .442 hitter against the Twins. Most of the damage is a left-handed hitter.
Buxton tracking it. Putting it away. Another good inning for Justin Haley. The air does no damage. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Early, knocked Alberto Mejia out of the ball game, and Jake Petrichka's got more injury issues. Unfortunately, it was a hip problem last year. He's the subject of our Sanford Health injury report. Born in Faribault, Minnesota. Here is Polanco to start the 6th for the Twins. Still 4 innings worth of at bats in the game within reach, but somebody needs to start picking up some clutch hits.
If the Twins are waiting for the 7th inning to happen, I don't know, but maybe add a run or two before the 7th.
Strike 2 Polanco. He's reached on a fielder's choice and hit another ground ball. One and one. Gonzalez has pitched his best today with men on base. He's had a threat right out of the chute. Quick singles by Dozier and Kepler on the first 3 pitches. And runners at first and second, nobody out, but he got out of that mess. Pitched around a 1-out double in the second, a 2-out double in the fourth, and another 1-out double in the fifth.
I would say it again. I think he's changed speeds very well. He's worked all 4 corners of the plate, up and down, left and right, north and south.
2-2.
Like that split finger right there. He's shown a good slider to right-handed hitters.
Hook foul.
Last night talking about Tyler Duffy moving on that pitching rubber, whether it's a left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter. That's basically what Gonzalez does. He's working off that first base side of the pitching rubber against left-handers, and when a right-hander comes up, he moves over to the third base side.
It's take by Polanco, and now it's a full count.
I love the way that Soto gets that ball back to the pitcher. Drops to his knees and flips the ball back.
Putnam and Jennings warming up. Jennings the only left-hander in the Chicago bullpen. A high pop-up. And the wind's going to knock this down and bring it back to the infield. And the ball drops, and Polanco ends up at second base. A wind-blown pop-up. And the Twins catch a break to start the 6th inning.
Garcia, the right fielder, looked like he had a chance to get it, and Saladino went back and then had to come back in toward the infield. Look at him go back right there. All of a sudden, it's coming back.
And a pop fly Texas League double was ruled for Polanco.
And you still run it out. You don't know what might happen. And Polanco at second base.
The ball that Garcia dropped last night, you pointed out correctly, Sano did not hustle and ended up at first base. Well, see if the Twins can do something with the break they caught. Castro, the batter. Driven to center. Going back is May. Still going back. That ball is gone. Jason Castro with a 2-run bomb. And it's 3-2.
Castro hitting his first home run of the year, the 3rd for the Twins. And it got into that jet stream, if you want to call it that. And just like that, it's a 3-2 ball game. So here come the Twins offense.
And it's not even the 7th inning yet.
Gift double. And then the home run.
First hit the Twins have had in this series with a man in scoring position. And it was a big one. Now 1 for 18.
That's a fastball you can see right down the heart of the plate. Good swing by Castro with that uppercut swing. And that ball just kept going.
Here's Buxton. Outside, ball 1. Buxton with a 1-hop smash fielded by Anderson, who threw him out in the 2nd inning. And he drove one to the gap in left center for a double in his 2nd at bat. At the knees, a strike. Well, Buxton can find his way on board here just to get on base as the tying run. He's in scoring position from first base. Out in front, 1-2. Very much back in this game, now down just by a run. Buxton's double came on a 2-strike pitch.
strikes out. Soto has to make a throw. And one away now in the 6th. Bring up Rosario.
Strikeout number 6 for Gonzalez in the ball game.
Rosario with a double and a strikeout.
Rosario hit it sharply, but right to Abreu.
And now Escobar 0 for 2, a grounder to second, and a foul out to third. Down the middle of strike. High fly right center field. May chasing this one. This ball carrying and knocked down and caught in right center field by May. Twins get a gift double, followed almost immediately by a 2-run home run, and it's game on. 3-2 Chicago.
Factors that went into it. I was fortunate enough to talk to Derek and Thad and Paul on the phone. We had a conference call and pretty early on, and just kind of had a back and forth about you know, their vision for the Twins moving forward, and they had questions for me also, what I thought I brought to the table, and what made my past experiences something that moving forward could help the organization. And so I really enjoyed that conversation and the things that they had to say, so that made the decision a little easier as it kind of came down to the wire.
Another one sliced foul off the bat of Abreu, 2 strikes. I suspect that there were a lot of conversations like that made between Derek Falvey, Tad Levine, Paul Molitor, and other free agents. Guys like Mike Napoli had that conversation eventually with Matt Belisle. He ended up signing with the Twins. 0-2. Foul between Capra and the line. Derek Falvey, by the way, last night was in Los Angeles watching young Hunter Green, who a lot of
people think will be the #1 overall pick in the June draft. Green had executives from 5 different major league teams there watching him pitch. A high school player, Abreu, strikes out, and he did awfully well. 7 innings, 2 hits, and 13 strikeouts.
And Haley picking up his 2nd strikeout. His first major league strikeout came a couple innings ago against Matt Davidson, and right there, a good high fastball that Abreu, kind of a check swing, unable to hold up.
And now Todd Frazier. Frazier hit a bullet, fielded by Buxton. Up and in. You know, which we've seen some awkward swings, you know, like the Abreu one, that one by Frazier. There is something about his delivery, something that's deceptive about it, and the ball seems to get on hitters quicker than they think.
Sneaky fast.
1-1.
I guess that's what you would call it, by the reaction of the hitters. Getting ahead in the count. 13 batters, 11 first pitch strikes. Outstanding. That would be, to me, the toughest pitch to hit if you're a right-handed hitter, when he does throw across his body and then hits that angle down and away.
2-1 to Frazier.
Change up here.
And now 2-2.
Frazier way out front.
Frazier had a disappointing year at the plate last year. He had a lot of home runs, but he's off to a real slow start this year.
He had only 225 last year, but he did hit 40 home runs. 163 times he struck out.
His average the last 3 years, of course the 2 years prior with Cincinnati, dropping from 273 to 255 and 225. Right now he doesn't have a batting average. 2-2. Now he does.
Now he does. Okay.
Hits the ball hard, it's caught, flares one to right, it drops. Such is life.
And that's sometimes what a hitter needs to get going. The different grips of Justin Haley, the fastball, the 4-seam fastball, the changeup, almost adding a finger, putting in the back of his palm, the curveball, how he utilizes the seams, and the slider. It's amazing. Everybody holds that ball differently to make the ball either sink or curve or slide.
I've enjoyed these as we brought them to viewers because it's interesting to see how a pitcher changes his grip. That's why I wanted to ask Phil Hughes. The grip for his 4-seam fastball very similar to his grip for his cutter. The difference not on the fingertips but where the thumb is.
And everybody has different finger sizes too, hand size, so it's how that ball feels comfortable in your hand and where you do put that thumb on a baseball.
1 strike to Garcia. He has a triple to right center and a single. Both of his hits going to the opposite field. I've been around when you've shown people your grip with your fastball, but I was amazed the first time you did that how many different contact points did you try to get friction or rotation
on the curveball? On
the curveball.
Oh, I figured I had 3 seams to utilize that tight spin.
But I mean, you had your thumb, your fingers, and then your fourth my ring finger in there.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you had such a good curveball.
Yeah.
Gotta change the rules, you know. You can only have no more than 3 contact points with a baseball.
Well, they put the seams on the baseball for a reason, and I know when I came up, I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of guys how they held their breaking ball, and Andy Messersmith that had a great curveball with the Angels when I was growing up in Southern California. I had a chance to talk to him, and it was completely different than I held mine. So.
High and deep to center. Buxton going back. The wind pushing it. And it's gone. Garcia with his 3rd hit of the game. And the Twins bullpen has finally been scored on.
Well, Garcia with a triple, an RBI triple, a base hit, and now a 2-run home run. So the White Sox come right back and get the 2 runs back. The Twins were able to get in the top of the inning. Garcia, ball down the plate of that uppercut swing. Makes it a 5-2 ball game.
Garcia's, here's a ball hit to left field and hit well. Soto hits one out on back-to-back pitches. Haley's given up a pair of home runs here in the 6th.
Well, for Soto, his 3rd home run of the year.
Hit 2 here on Thursday.
And Paul Molitor is going to come out. Breaking ball stayed up, and Soto a line drive home run.
And so Haley's otherwise really encouraging outing ends with a flurry of hits and runs. 3 2/3 innings, but he got those 11 outs with just 12 plate appearances, and then single, home run, and he's gone. On the 3rd, 3 men on the 4th. Sano's error led to him facing 4 men on the 5th. Struck out Abreu quickly in the 6th. And then Frazier with his single, pair of home runs. And Haley's out of the ballgame.
Yeah, this game will bite you, I'll tell you. 57 pitches, 41 strikes for Haley. Did a good job of getting first pitch strikes. But here's Michael Tonkin making his first appearance this year for the Twins in his 5th season wearing a Twins uniform.
Tonkin making the ball club. He'll face Matt Davidson, Jacob May with 1 out here in the 6th. Pitches up, ball 1. Davidson with a foul out and strikeout. (2-0).
And Michael, of course, a tall drink of water, 6'7", about 220 they list him at. Signed by the Twins back in 2008. First came up with the Twins in 2013.
Popped up.
This could be an adventure.
And the wind pushing it near the dugout, and Sano and Castro, neither one can catch it. That ball may have, without the wind, landed in fair territory. And instead it landed about 5 feet from the Chicago dugout.
And again, the wind blowing in, you know, right here at home plate, but then you get it in the air and the outfield and it goes the other way.
You can see almost in unison. Sano and Castro veering toward the Chicago dugout with the wind really pushing that ball. And yet we saw on Garcia's home run
Buxton went straight back, and the wind out there took the ball left to right. Foul.
The Windy City of Chicago.
From here, the Twins go to Detroit. What's Detroit's? Well, the Motor City, of course. The Motor City. That's Kansas City, the city of fountains, right? I believe.
I'm not sure.
And that leaves Cleveland in the American League Central.
Rock and roll.
They've got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but what's the nickname of the city?
I could guess, but I'd be wrong.
You might get us in trouble. Pass Sano into left field, and the White Sox are stinging the ball here in the 6th inning.
4 straight hits now.
And again, this Twins team and the White Sox too, with a heavy diet of American League Central opponents in the first weeks of the season.
Yeah, there's the only in all month of April, other than what's in our division, play the Texas Rangers in Arlington.
That'll be the next road trip. After a nice long homestand, the Twins home for 3, gone for 6, and then 3 with the White Sox, 4 with Cleveland, Detroit. Jacob May, the batter, has walked and bounced to second. Down and away, ball 1. His first big league hit. A drive deep down the right field line and foul. Not by much. I'm not sure what the wind did to that ball, whether it helped push it foul or helped keep it fair.
They gave it a ride. May not known for his power in the minor leagues, 13 home runs and almost 1,400 minor league at-bats.
1-1. Batted in without a hit. Joining a very select group, Dick Whitman for the Dodgers in 1946. Did it.
Brooklyn Dodgers there.
Check swing, no swing.
Mentioned last night, May, a pretty good bloodline. His father was with the New York Mets. 8 minor league seasons. His grandfather, Lee May, he had a lot of home runs, 354
with the Reds, right?
With the Cincinnati Reds, yeah. And then his uncle Carlos May played here, and he's still on board with the White Sox for community services and stuff.
And May swings and misses, 3-2.
Carlos May currently serves as a White Sox ambassador.
A lot of those.
I faced both of them. Lee May, of course, with the Reds when I was with the Pirates, and Carlos May when he played here and also with the Angels.
3-2. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Castro's throw right on the bag. And Polanco puts the tag on. Strike him out, throw him out. The Twins get 2 in the 6th, and the White Sox answer with 3. Casino story of the game. The White Sox doing some damage early.
Yeah, Avisail Garcia having quite a day at the plate. Now, he did make a base running mistake, maybe on a squeeze that wasn't put right, but he ends up scoring on the error by Sano. 3-0 lead, but made it 3-2. Castro hitting his first home run in a Twins uniform. But the White Sox come right back. Garcia again, 3-run home run. Then on the next pitch, followed by Soto's home run.
So the Twins went -1 in the 6th inning, but now they'll hit in the 7th. With the White Sox up 6-2. Top of the order due up, Dozier, Kepler, and Sano. And they'll start to do some work, they hope, against the Chicago bullpen.
Yeah, bullpen for the White Sox. We talked about the Twins, but the bullpen for the White Sox, they have worked 10 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. And Zach Putman part of that, making his 3rd relief appearance. He worked last night, 1 shutout inning and a couple strikeouts. 12 pitches thrown, 9 over the plate, and a nasty splitter.
Dozier takes up an in, ball 1. Twins have only taken 1 walk. That came to 2 walks. Mauer and Sano have each walked. See if they can build an inning here. They've scored in every 7th inning so far, twice as many as 6 runs. 1-1. Outside corner.
Putman last year had some elbow issues that put him on a disabled list starting the end of June all the way through the end of the season. Worked with the Indians, spent some time with the Rockies in his 4th season with the White Sox.
Second baseman Saladino behind the second base bag, and Dozier's retired, 1 down. Putnam waved at it behind his back and couldn't make contact. That's probably a good thing for him and the White Sox. Tomorrow on Fox, the best of the best in NASCAR battle it out in the Monster Energy Series from Texas. Last year's winner Kyle Busch, he's the guy in the M&M suit, right? Is looking for a repeat against a hungry field of competitors determined to steal the checkered flag. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series action heats up tomorrow at noon Central on Fox. If you had a bag of peanut M&Ms and had a Monster Energy drink, you probably wouldn't fall asleep for like 3 days, would you?
Well, all they do is make left turns.
No, don't bring the NASCAR people down on you.
That's how they get home, you know. Gotta live on the left side of the house on the street.
You ever been to a race?
No.
I went back-to-back years to the Indy 500 just because it's a spectacle, and I'm not a big auto racing fan. I think I just showed that. But went to the Indy 500 back-to-back years. Kepler with a swing and a miss on that nasty splitter in the dirt. 2 down.
And what'd you think? You enjoy it?
It was a spectacle.
Well, you must have. You went back.
Well, I haven't been back for 35 years, so.
We'll take a look at this pitch right here. He picked up a couple strikeouts last night on that split finger. Goes straight down.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. I think one of the reasons I didn't go back is I actually saw an accident, a bad accident.
Oh,
no one was killed, and it's just not for me. Sano, 2 strikeouts and a walk in today's game. Foul back.
Good swing right there.
Far in now almost 5 full games, all the Twins have gotten from their 3rd place hitters, a couple of walks and an infield hit.
Well, we got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. On the outside corner, 0-2. And it's not just strikeouts, but now Sano's dealing with it too. It seems like in every at bat, the number 3 hitter's got an 0-2 count. Ever seen a catcher shake a pitcher off? Soto put that one finger down and away, and he just held it there like Putnam wanted to shake him off, but he said, no, this is what we're throwing here.
Yeah, now he goes back to that splitter.
There you go. Strike 3. Sano with a 3-strikeout day. And the Twins go down 1-2-3 in the 7th. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm.
Over the Twins here this afternoon, and this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC.
Well, now forgive me if you've read that this year and I've missed it.
I have a couple times.
Okay. I don't know where my mind has been.
I don't either where your mind has been either.
I usually listen with rapt attention. Bottom of the 7th. Tonkin delivers up and in. Tyler Saladino. Saladino was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. And Anderson and Cabrera. Will take the game as far as he can, and then unless the Twins come back here in the 8th inning, we might get Craig Breslow's 2nd appearance of the year. 3-0. Tonkin struggling throwing strikes here in the 7th.
Well, he gave up a base hit to Davidson, but then had the May struck out. And the Twins ended up by Castro throwing out Davidson. Here comes back with a strike.
With an 8-man bullpen, 2 lefties, Rogers and Breslow, 6 right-handers.
You know, the ERA high last year for Michael Tonkin, but again, as a reliever, you could have 2 or 3 really bad outings, and that ERA will shoot up. But 80 strikeouts, only 24 walks in 71 2/3 innings for Tonkin. Won 3 games out of the bullpen.
Just a high number of home runs. That's been the biggest issue for Tonkin. And another foul back, 3-2.
Gave up 13 last year. But that was last year. See if he comes back and gets Saladino here, falling behind 3-0. He walks him.
No activity in the Twins bullpen, so this is Tonkin's inning. So Anderson will bat with Saladino at first and nobody out.
one thing Michael worked on in spring training is trying to be a little quicker home. Of course, a lot of teams ran against him when he was on that mound.
Dino stole a base in the 5th inning.
Trying to utilize that slide step a little quicker. Looking over his right shoulder.
Yeah, I noticed him doing that last inning when Davidson was at first.
I saw that.
That's odd. Looking over your right shoulder at a runner at first.
Maybe his right eye is stronger than his left.
Maybe he's just looking. If he sees him, he knows he's got too big of a lead.
I just did that. My left eye is stronger than my right.
Is it? Yeah. Well, you never paused when you pitched from the stretch anyway. So what difference did it make to you?
You got a point there. My fault. I let him on. He wants to go to second. Go ahead. My job's to get the hitter out.
One strike. Polanco cuts it off. No, he doesn't. Just knocks it down. He may be charged with the 3rd Twins error of the game. They give him a hit.
Yeah, the ball kind of came up on him right there. He had to go far to his right. The only play he would have had is maybe a force out at second base. So Anderson pulled the ball. The ball just didn't come up the way maybe Polanco thought. Had no play.
As tidy as the Twins have played in the field through the first 4 games, there have just been some plays that haven't been made. Dozier made a great play and a double play grounder, but Sano with a couple of errors. Cabrera. It's a wild one outside, ball 1. Missing at a pitch that nearly hit him.
Well, Cabrera was swinging at that no matter where it was. It just so happened to be a slider down and in. Played with a lot of different players, and you ask them, you know, were you a guest hitter? I actually asked Dan Gladden. I said, yeah, from time to time I was. So, you know, I'm sure right there Cabrera thought it was going to be a fastball.
Dozier to second, relay to first, double play. A very nice twin killing. Started by Dozier and a quick release by Polanco. Dozier charged the ground ball, which gave him a chance to turn 2.
Well, this is a combination right here. Dozier, Polanco. I think the Twins hope that they are together for a long time. And a nice turn by Dozier and then by Polanco. Nice little 4-6-3 double play. And on the plays, Saladino moves over to third.
Abreu, the batter.
Second double play that Twins have turned here this afternoon.
Abreu is 0 for 3, robbed of hits twice by Polanco. Once on a ground ball in the first, and another on a soft line drive in the third. Scoreless bottom of the 7th for Michael Tonkin.
Thank you very much. When we did some spring training games against the Cardinals, I was stunned to find out that they've had almost as much turnover at shortstop as the Twins have had. Here's Joe Mauer to lead things off for the Twins in the 8th inning. Putnam still out there for the White Sox, and he delivers strike one.
Tell you what, I have not seen a lot of Zach Putnam, but I like the stuff he has. Good fastball, nasty split finger.
And Mauer pulls it sharply into right field. Not known as he's going to hit line drives to right field very often, but he blistered that ball to right for a leadoff single.
Yeah, fastball middle in, and Joe turning on it.
That's rare for Joe to do that.
Let's hope he does it more often.
You can see where Garcia was playing in right center field. Mauer's aboard to start the 8th. The Twins have frankly done the minimum with the maximum with their scoring opportunities today, just scoring the 2 runs on Castro's home run. And that came after a pop fly was blown back to the infield and not caught by Saladino. Polanco was the batter. He skied one toward right field, but the ball kept being blown back toward the infield and almost made it back to the dirt. Dropped safely for a double. Castro homered, and the Twins were within 1. Inside 2-0. Twins went down 1-2-3 in the 7th inning. Let's see if they can generate a little rally here in the 8th.
First time this year the Twins have not scored at least a run in the 7th inning. Let's make it the 8th now.
Pop fly short center. It's going to be a tough play. What a catch by Anderson. Streaking to center field. He makes a fine over the shoulder catch to take a hit away from Polanco.
I'll tell you what, nice athletic catch right there by Anderson. It's always scary when a middle infielder has to go back with an outfielder charging in. Well, it looked like it was going to be trouble, but Anderson full stride makes a nice catch as May slides to make sure he stays out of his way.
Cubs had that same play the other day, and the Northsiders are lucky that no one got hurt. Baez looked like he might have seriously been hurt. Here's Castro, clobbered a home run to center field his last time up. To short left, and Cabrera now has to fight the sun, but he stays with it 2 away. Well, after Mauer's single, a couple of quick outs on pop-ups, and that'll bring up Buxton. Buxton 1 for 3. Actually hit the ball hard a couple of times, but then struck out his last time up. Strike at the knees. Inside 1-1. Tigers won again today. They beat the Red Sox. Tigers improved to 3-1. Twins go there after tomorrow's game. Kicks away from Soto, and Mauer will go to second. He's actually not going to Detroit till Monday, an off day on the schedule.
Yeah, Detroit playing the Boston Red Sox on Monday.
Wild pitch will allow Mauer to go to second base. Twins have 3 day games there in Detroit. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 2-1 to Buxton. Chop foul, 2-2. Check this swing. No. First base umpire Dana Demuth. In Buxton's minor league career, he's always been a hitter susceptible to striking out about once every 4 at bats in the minor leagues.
There's that split finger. Buxton able to hold up.
Now full count. Rosario. Foul. So he has, even in his minor league days, gone through strikeout ruts, such as the one he's in now. Trying to battle Putnam. Got him. And Putnam with a couple of scoreless innings. The White Sox still lead it 6-2.
Tommy,
I've never been called a monster before.
Oh, yes, you have.
Yeah, to my face, right. Here's Todd Frazier. Michael Tonkin's still out there. Looks like the Twins are going to try to get through this game with just 3 pitchers. They only got 5 outs from their starter. Justin Haley did a nice job until the 6th inning, and then Tonkin hoping to clean up here in the 8th. Hope that there's a bottom of the 9th, but Twins will have to do some hitting in the top of the 9th.
Well, you know what? As the summer goes on, this is what you need when a short starter goes short. Maybe, you know, a couple guys pick up everybody else in that bullpen, and Haley did that. He just ran into trouble at, like you mentioned, the 6th inning, and Michael Tonkin looking to have a clean inning here in the 8th inning.
1-2 to Frazier.
4-run lead for the White Sox.
Pop up right side. Maurer, the only infielder on that side, plays the wind well and makes the catch about where Polanco's ball dropped a couple innings ago. 1 down. And that'll bring up Garcia. Garcia now 8 hits in 15 at bats this year. 3 hits today and everything but a double. Doubles aren't his strong suit. More so than home runs. Clobbered one to center field his last time up. Out in front, strike 1. Bouncer short. Polanco digs it out, fires across, and Garcia retired for out number 2.
Nice play by Polanco, charging that ball and on the run, making a good throw over to Maurer. Polanco having to come in, get that little short hop, and flipping it over to Joe.
Bring up Soto. Hit a home run on the next pitch after Garcia hit his. Well, if Tonkin can finish things up here, and if the Twins don't come back and score at least 4 in the top of the 9th inning, they'll be able to approach tomorrow's game with pretty much an all hands on deck approach, minus Haley and Tonkin, with an off day on Monday. Good inning for Tonkin, and he does a nice job pitching 2 1/3 innings as we head to the 9th. Twins down by 4. Playing 4 clean games in their 4-game winning streak. This hasn't been clean by any means. They're down by 4 runs. And
Jennings will come in to pitch to the Twins, and that'll bring Robbie Grossman off the bench.
Yeah, Jennings the only left-hander in that bullpen for Renteria and the Chicago White Sox. Last year, 64 relief appearances, did a great job. 2.08 earned run average. 28 walks, 60 and 2/3 innings, 46 strikeouts.
Grossman squares and takes a strike. The pitching move, bringing the left-hander in, sets up the Twins to use Grossman, who's a better right-handed batter than left. Trying to get something started here. 1-1. Escobar will follow, then the top of the order. And now 1-2.
Jennings with a very quick delivery toward home plate. Works out of that stretch position.
Two and two.
Take a look. Sets himself up and then very quick hold. Jennings with a good slider, fastball in the low 90s.
Fielded by Saladino, has been kept busy. Grossman sending one up the middle, but shifted was Saladino, and he makes the play.
That's a nice play right there by Saladino. That ball came up on him for the last second and made a nice play. He's played very well out there.
And now Eduardo Escobar. Escobar with a bouncer to second, a foul out to third, and a fly ball to center. Outside ball one. Inside. 2-0.
You can hear through our mics, it's still very windy.
Outside corner.
Jennings coming over the winner in 2014 to the White Sox from the Miami Marlins. Good fastball away at 91.
Fouled away. Two and two. And Escobar gets a base hit. A sharp single to left. One out. Twins have something started here, and now the top of the order.
Yeah, Escobar picking up his first hit of the ball game. Like a slider, hit that ball sharply. Slider right there, down. Escobar opens up quickly, and finding that gap between third and short.
I know you like to keep track of these things, so I will announce that today the paid attendance 23,024.
Dozier with 2 hits, a single and a double. Up and away, ball 1.
Well, last night on a chilly night, White Sox drew 14,004.
Well, they weren't giving away bomber hits last night.
Bryan with a single and a double here this afternoon.
Picked up by Frazier. And around the horn. And Abreu with the tag. And the White Sox even the series at a game apiece. Beating the Twins 6-2.
Wow, you know what? Mejia, who's making his first major league start, just did not have it, but a couple guys out of that bullpen kind of carried the load. It just was not a good day for the Twins.
And now for what's next, brought to you by CenturyLink, and the opening day starters will cycle back around. Irvin Santana for the Twins and Jose Quintana for the White Sox.
Should be a good pitching matchup.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins didn't play as crisp a baseball game as we've seen them in the first 4 games, so now the challenge will be to recover and play a much better game tomorrow.